And we are online. Yeah, welcome everyone back into my little inaugural, Chrono Trigger series here on Twitch. Seems like I'm coming down with a bit of a cold or something, but who knows? I got some hot tea here with me that'll hopefully help to clear out them sinuses, get the voice cleared up, and all of that. And yeah, we're just not gonna bother worrying about it and just head on right in to some Chrono Trigger. Just get things aligned here, and I believe that we should be ready to go right about now. Oh, I could have sworn that I fixed this. Okay, I did fix it. Good. So yeah, I complained frequently on the last stream. Or, you know what? This seems a bit loud again. One second to adjust my audio levels here. Okay, that's annoying. Am I gonna have to adjust the volume like every time I open this thing up? Okay, that's sounding much better now. So, yeah, Chrono Trigger. Where we left off last time, we sort of got through the early bits of what I'd say is really kind of the introductory kind of sequence of adventures that you get at the very start of the game. You get, like, you know, a little excursion into the Middle Ages, rescue the princess, come back, all that good stuff. You get into trouble in the present, escape to the future. Because any place has got to be better than this, am I right? As I think Luca quipped before or I think it was Morrow who said it before we dove into the portal. And then, yeah, it turns out that the future is shit, and we've got to save it. Oh, yeah. And, yeah, this is kind of the point where the game opens up a little bit. I talked a little bit, and it just sort of gradually opens up from here as you go on through it. So, like, yeah, at this point we sort of have a few different, or really just two different options of where to go at this point, and I don't think... Does this guy give us any direction? Okay, so he actually does tell you what you need to do here in order to progress. And of course, it's been a long time since I've played this game, or played through this game, so there might be the occasional bit of me forgetting what needs to be done and where we need to go, but, well, actually, now that I recall, yeah, that's right, you can just change your character setup anytime you want. I actually think we do want Robo in the party right here, because what I actually want to do is kind of enjoy a bit of our newfound freedom. Ooh, 65 million BC, that's a lot further in the past than I had thought it was. I thought it was just 6 million. Oh yeah, I was going to check out what the date was on the future era in this game as well, whether it was 21 or 2300, because that was apparently really, really important to me on yesterday's stream. So important that I forgot to check on it at the end. But yeah, just sort of, like I said, abuse our newfound freedom. We're going to just head into the prehistoric era and see if there's actually anything worth grabbing here. Oh, dang it. And yeah, the reason I want Robo in here for this is because I know there's some pretty big monster groups in this first area. So what we actually want to do is make use of this laser spin here, which is, I think at this point in the game, is our only ability that will target, like, all of the monster. It's our first, like, big screen-clearing weapon, as it were. And the only one we have access to right now, so I do want Robo for this little excursion into the time of the dinosaur. And again, it's... Like, I've played this game enough and I'm familiar enough with it that even though it's been a long time since I've played it, this isn't really, like, rediscovering the game for the first time or anything. I pretty much know all of the plot progression and what happens and all the different things that you can do in the game. I know the game pretty well, I think, but Nevertheless, I'm curious to see if there's anything new we can uncover, anything that I failed to notice on past playthroughs that, yeah, just might come up as interesting. And yeah, just sort of coming at it with my sort of new, wizened, enlightened perspective, coming at it, you know, now that I'm 30, as opposed to what I probably would have been like, back in college when I was playing a lot of old RPGs on PSP, because I got a bunch of emulators working on my PSP, and I'd play those during class back in college. So yeah, probably would have been in my early 20s, so like about 7 or 8 years ago, the last time I played this. So yeah, there might be a bit for us to rediscover. And yeah, frankly, I know I had kind of fallen into a rut when it came to... Or actually, no, that wouldn't have been the PSP, right, I would have played the DS version, which I think would have been about the same, at around the same time, because that was when the DS version came out, and I remember playing Chrono Trigger during class, and it must have been on my DS that I would have done that. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I don't know, I'd kind of fallen into a rut, I think, where it's like I know the progression, I like kind of like I do with Sonic games, to go back into that, where I just kind of like get into the flow of how I usually do things, and I just follow the usual route, is how I usually play old RPGs that I like, is I follow the usual route. So I thought for this playthrough, I would sort of break a little bit from the usual route, and yeah, do a bit of exploring, and see what there is to see. You know what, we might as well just go wild with techniques here, since we're gonna... I believe we have access to like a free inn once we get to town. So we might as well just use up all them MPs right now. Oh wow, that did not do a lot of damage. As far as I recall, because I know I have gone to the prehistoric era before at this point in the game, but I believe that there's like nothing here to find, that this is kind of a waste of time. Or I don't know, maybe we'll find like new cool items that we shouldn't be able to have at this point or something. We got an extra, what, an extra berserker, I guess, so that's something. I don't think they give you access to the shops until you speak to Ayla, who doesn't appear until later in the story, so I don't... Oh dear. It's like suddenly we're dying. Although that is kind of to be expected, since, yeah, this is an area that you're not really meant to come to until a little bit later in the story. Getting a lot of technical points, though. I wonder if we'll maybe end up making the rest of the game too easy by making this little detour. Just by, like, earning a bunch of new techs that we wouldn't have had otherwise. Yeah, this is what I was thinking of. Okay, so we're all good. Chrono is not going to die now, although he actually is, eventually. Okay, so as far as... I don't think they let you explore this dungeon. I think, like, the lizard... Or, well, no, it's, yeah, the reptiles. Or the reptites? Whatever. The dinosaurs sort of clear a path for you into the dungeon here, but I think we might be able to do the hunting ground and maybe do some shopping with the guy who... Oh, okay, yeah, this is what I thought. Chief no okay, no can trade. I actually don't have any tonics right now. I've got nothing better to spend my money on, so sure, we'll get like a dozen tonics or so, maybe a couple mid tonics even though we've got pretty much all the healing we need out of Marl at this point in the game. And yeah, the chief's nowhere to be found, so there's nothing we can do to progress in this era until later on when we need to... Oh, they do let us go into the meeting site, though. Very egalitarian, this sort of prehistoric society. And again, like I was talking about earlier, a very 90s-esque concept. or an you know, idea, I guess I should say. So yeah, Kino apparently hates us already, even though we haven't even really started moving in on his girlfriend or anything, even though that doesn't really happen. Oh yeah, I guess we, oh yeah, there's the dactyl nest is accessible at this point too. Wonder if we can stealth our way through here, because because you aren't expected to come to the dactyl nest until way later in the game, so we should probably avoid fighting here. But whatever, I guess we'll see what happens. I think only the dinosaurs are weak to lightning. Yeah, that was pretty worthless. Holy damn! Okay, yeah, let's deal with the rocks first then. I'm guessing that they aren't weak to fire. Or actually, not only does Robo have our only big, like, target everything spell right now, but he's also got, like, our best single target ability as well. Or I guess that's not true, because we've got magic at this point, that's right. We just recently learned that. But even so, as far as like a single target, like big physical hit, Robo's got like the best of everything right now. Best AoE, best single target. He's just the best all-around dude at this. Oh, we got a fire punch? Hell yeah, let's try that out. But yeah, we've been kind of neglecting our double techs at this point. Come on, that's gonna. Okay, that looks like that did some damage. Yeah, we're really probably not supposed to be here at this point. Wow, Chrono's so goddamn fast, my goodness. Okay. So yeah, we probably do want to avoid fights in this area if we can, although so far it looks like we can't. And yeah, the obvious... This is one of the things that makes this game really easy. I remember talking in the previous stream about how Marl's kind of useless for most of the game because she doesn't have a lot of really useful like combat abilities. Most of her magic is oriented around healing and support. But she's actually useful in the field, since anytime you want some healing, you can just swap her in and get some healing. Oh, except I've got to get Luca in the party, of course, because she's the one who needs it right now. Or I guess I could just leave her in right now to see if she can learn any double techs with Robo. I think I might actually do that. That might be neat. Sure, we'll just try out each combination of party members once, just to see if we've got any new dual... Or, actually, I think we can actually get... Or that they'll use... Right, it'll... we had those earlier. Yeah, it shows you on here what your next ability is that you're going to learn, and when you're going to learn it, and it looks like we've got quite a ways to go for most of these. But yeah, in order to unlock, it doesn't do the same thing with your double techs. With the double techs, you need to actually use the two party members together in combat. Oh wait, no, I want slash. Because yeah, I think for some reason slash is considered lightning. Yeah, sure, let's get a good old rocket punch. These guys actually aren't that tough. Like I said, this game is pretty easy, so there's not too much to worry about. Actually, I wonder if these guys are susceptible to laser spin. I know it didn't work on the other dinosaurs that we've tried it on, but that was decent damage. Finished them off at least. Okay, and it looks like they didn't learn any double techs. We will... I guess first we'll heal everyone up, but after this... Actually, we should, yeah, mess with everyone's equipment now, actually, too, to make sure that we're all upgraded. I'm bad about paying attention to when I've actually got new equipment. I'm bad about that in games in general, actually. I don't like fiddling with menus too much, unless it's, like, absolutely necessary. So like in a lot of games, like in something like a Diablo-esque game or a Path of Exile, I won't bother like examining the items that I pick up until I'm like cleared an area. It's like, oh hey, a new like badass legendary sword. Let's just put that away and not look at it at all for like another hour until we're out of this area. That's the kind of way that I tend to play through a lot of these games. Or I think we actually, because yeah, that actually ups her attack strength by 1. That's really not worth it, is it? Her defense is really shitty, actually. I think I'd prefer to have her with the defender right here. Rage band. What is the rage band? Oh yeah, counter attack. That's pretty good for him, and there isn't really anything better for him, so we'll just keep that on him. Goku, love that power glove. We'll just keep that on him too. Or I guess we could try out these berserkers. Actually, I think I want to do that, actually. We'll put the, although I do kind of want to use my text, too. Now, the enemies at this point are berserkers, because I believe, yeah, that's an item that just, yeah, so auto-attack. It basically gives you the berserk status if you equip that, which is fine. It's actually useful, because berserk, yeah, like it says, it increases your attack strength, but basically prevents you from doing anything but automatically attacking a random enemy. Oh yeah, we were going to put, Luca into the party as well. But okay, so can we dodge these? Can we dodge anything in this area? Okay, let's slowly creep around the rock. Oh, hey, that actually worked. I thought I was gonna nudge that dude very gently and cause him to attack me, but no, we're good, we're good. Okay, it doesn't look like there's any way up here without messing with those dudes, though. Yep. Okay, so what we want to do is basically just go to town on this rock man here. And then go for the monkeys. And yeah, I really doubt that there's anything at the end of all this. Or, you know, we got, what, a mid-tonic or something, or maybe it was an ether. We got an extra berserk. I think this was a worthwhile trip. And then, you know, and then I just found once and for all that there's nothing useful in the prehistoric era here, and it's just pointless freedom for the sake of freedom, which I do appreciate a lot of the time in these old RPGs. Better than the sort of like on-rails linear thing you see in like a lot of the modern, or I say a lot of the modern Final Fantasy games, but actually 12 was super open, and from what I hear 15 is super open as well, as far as letting you like wander around and explore things. I'm really, really interested in Final Fantasy 15, actually. I don't own a current generation console to play it on, but I really, really hope that it comes to PC at some point. Well, it looks like we're dropping some frames here. Getting suddenly paranoid about the audio levels, so I'm just gonna take like a, or no, we'll clear out this dungeon first. Okay, we'll clear out this dungeon first, and then just double check the audio levels and all of that, which is really something you expect to do. Meso Mail. That sounds like a piece of equipment right there. Wow, that's a nice little upgrade. I think we want to put that... Or can the others even equip the Titan Vest? Okay, so yeah, well, I guess we'll equip... Okay, so this was actually a worthwhile trip after all. And we are indeed going to end up making, like, the story plot progression stuff after this super easy as a result. But, hey, I'm fine with that. I used to have big problems beating the... I think we're doing... Oh, right, the Heckran fight. Yeah, the Mystic Cave and all of that. Anyways, looks like these two haven't gotten any new double text learned either, so I guess this is all... I guess I could put Robo back in, but we aren't going to have that many opportunities to, like, use Morrow in the party and have her be useful for a lot of the game, so I think it's a good idea to... Oh, yeah. Let's do an aura whirl, because I forgot to do that in the menus when I was there earlier. After I was just talking about how I don't like to waste time in menus, I feel like I've spent like half this stream already fiddling with menus. Is my tea cooled down enough to actually drink yet? Okay, I feel like I need some tea already. I'm already losing my voice, and we're like barely like 20 minutes into the stream right now. Okay, that's pretty good. That's drinkable, I suppose. It's actually it's different than my usual blend. I'm usually a green tea guy. I drink green tea in the morning to sort of perk me up, because I'm not much of a coffee drinker. Like, I can drink coffee if that's all that's available, but I prefer the tea. Except I'm out of my usual green tea that I drink in the morning, so I had to scour the house for something else to drink this morning. And I came up with I found this little tin of jasmine tea. I don't know why it's here or who bought it and put it there, because nobody around here drinks tea other than me, and I wouldn't have bought... Oh, hey, we got the little red blinking star in the background there. That's some foreshadowing right there, actually. That's gonna be significant later on. Little do they know that is a very significant blinking red star. I believe we find out later on that is Lavos streaking across the heavens and falling to Earth, which we'll find out way later in the story, if I remember correctly. And yeah, that's a lovely little detail. I think that alone, even if we didn't have the Meso Mail to yeah, sort of justify this entire journey to the past, I think that little blinking red light in the sky would have also justified my decision to come here. So yeah, I'm happy with this little diversion. Okay, looks like... Oh, I was gonna say, it looks like they're not gonna line up for a good, solid tech against the both of them, and then suddenly they do after I bring out the attack. Although, yeah, it looks like all of the enemies are going to respawn now because I went off screen to the top there. Whatever, like I said, it was all worth it for that blinking red light. Okay, come on, let's end this. Jesus Christ, Chrono, what are you doing? Okay, whatever, he's just gonna let Morrow do all of the work. Leave her to do all the work, as she usually does. I guess I must have never noticed it before, but it seems like her bow has like an insanely high critical hit rate, which I guess I've never noticed it before because I hardly ever use her in the party. But yeah, I think we're gonna swap Robo back in, just because, yeah, since his magic is kind of inferior. He's not going to get used during the next main story dungeon, because we needed to use a lot of magic there. Because I could fight those guys for fun, but nah, I think we're fine. Oh good, it actually did leave that rock cleared out of the way for me. Careful, careful. Kind of sick of... Oh, hey, are these guys going to jump on me? Okay, they are. Can we get a slash on them both? Hey, we can. Okay, let's try out Fire, actually. Her gun is not doing much for us at this point, so... yeah, let's try a Fire attack. Why not? See if that does any better than a regular gun. Okay, that is a fair bit better than the regular gun, actually. How much MP does that cost? Maybe we just have her use Fire all of the time from now on. Oh god, 2 MP, so we can just, like, clear We can just have her just fire constantly and, like, not even be out of MP by the time we finish the dungeon. I really don't like this camera right here. I'm afraid I'm gonna run into a... Yep, just like that. Afraid I'm gonna run into a monster. Okay, sneaky, sneaky. They forced us to do that fight last time. Like, I tried to sneak past and it didn't work. He just ran at me anyways. Okay, I don't know. Do I want to do the hunting ground? Like I said, this is gonna be like a ridiculously thorough playthrough, so I think I am actually gonna go check out the hunting ground. You had the sweet water, right? Oh, this was a thing, too, where I remember... Because, yeah, there's the dude in the village who, later on, after you talk to Ayla, he'll sell you things, not for money, but based on trading in petals, horns, and fangs. And they drop as, like, random drops from enemies, but it was, like, really tedious to grind them, which I did do as a kid. But, yeah, it was always just, like, a boring and annoying thing to do, I found. And then when I read walkthroughs later on online, that after I had like finished the game already, I saw they said in the walkthrough, oh, you can go to the hunting ground to get all of the crafting materials to trade with that guy. Oh, hey. It usually takes a bit more effort to get him to come out, but yeah, now that we've got him here, yeah, let's go to town. We might get massacred here, but I forget how the new works in this time period. There's a few different new fights over the course of the game, or I think maybe just this one, and then you fight like one or two of them in Zeal way later on. And I think they work differently. That was a big hit! But, yeah, if I remember correctly, the way this actually works is that it's like scripted to always set you to 1 HP with his attacks. So we're actually fine as long as we just tonic after every hit. Now the question is, can we finish this guy off before he runs away? Because I believe he will run away if we take too long. Probably should have used a tonic there, just in case he gets like a weird double attack or something. Digging this music, though. Oh. So, anyways, yeah, I saw in a walkthrough, yeah, something about you go to the hunting ground to get these materials faster. And for the life of me, I could not find this location, the hunting ground, on the world map. I'm actually going to try to rush this guy and finish him off. Yeah, I could not figure out where this place was on the world map, because it's not really... Like, you know how the world map is. You can kind of see, oh, there's a building, there's a little pathway on the mountain, and whatever. But there isn't really indication that there's, like, something here. It's just, like, a little bit of trees. Third eye. I don't even know what that is. Anyways, we're gonna swap, Marl in for the healing. I think just one heal should be good. I just want to get out of the danger zone so that we can make our escape from here. Because yeah, I think we've pretty much searched out this entire area, and there's nothing to see here other than that new, which we sort of lucked across just randomly. Wasn't even planning to hunt him down, but yeah. Anyways, I'll show off like once we get to the world map just how I like could not figure out where this stupid place was. And yeah, it wasn't until years later, in fact, that I just, like, randomly stumbled across it. Speaking of randomly stumbling, okay, we're a little bit lost somehow at this point. How did we get here in the first place, then? Or is it like something changes when it rains, maybe? Oh, there's a bridge here. How did I miss that? Anyways, we're gonna give it a once over, or twice over, really, since we already... Oh, hey, we can get another new. Oh, no, we can't. So yeah, the thing with that guy is he appears in a random location when it rains, and I think there's an NPC in town who gives you a clue, or not really a clue, just kind of tells you that the new appears on the hunting ground when it rains. But whoa, yeah, we don't need to fight anything here, really. Yeah, like, I don't know, just like looking at the screen right here, it's like you can see, okay, there's a thing down there by the gate. There's a thing to go into up there on the mountain. But that I don't know, that bit up there doesn't really register to me, this right here, as something, yeah, the hunting range does not register in my brain visually as something that's worth, like, going to check out and explore. I don't know, maybe I was just really stupid, or in fact, I know for a fact I was just really stupid as a kid, but yeah, it took me a long time to discover that. Oh yeah, we were going to check out that third eye. What the hell is that? It's got to be like an accessory of some kind. Double evade. Who's got the highest evade that we can actually use that on? I guess it would be Chrono. Is that actually worthwhile? Do we actually get like a much benefit from that? Or I guess if it's a defensive thing, we might as well stick it on someone. Yeah, maybe that'll be better than the defender, actually. Maybe we just set it so that she doesn't get hit at all, ever, with her massive 20 evade. Okay, so I think we're done here in the prehistoric era. We got our Meso Mail, we got our new encounter, and our third eye, and our blinking red lights. So this was just like a win-win-win all around here in 65 million BC. You know what? Yeah, I want to get Robo back in the party. Just in case some shenanigans go down. Oh, dang it. I wanted to try and sneak past him. Actually, can we... Okay, we can't get the slash. Actually, let's cyclone these guys. We'll go for the slash next time if they happen to be lined up for us. Ooh, we could do a fire punch. But I think we want to actually... Okay, I want Robo to make up the lasers, and then based on if anything dies from that, we're going to have her probably flame toss someone, actually, because she could probably get the AoE off of that. Yeah, so this is going to be perfect. Did he move? He fucking moved! He moved between the time I told her to do the attack and when she did the attack, and it ruined everything. I thought that would have been nice poetic justice if he had died to that little gun thwack right there, but alas, she doesn't have the strength. Okay, can we sneak past these guys? Hell yeah. Okay, so and in addition to all those other benefits I mentioned, we've got some extra levels to deal with the next dungeon, which is probably unnecessary, but you know. Okay, actually I can check this right now. What time period is this? 2300 AD, so it's like 300 years after the apocalypse. I feel like there shouldn't be any humans like alive that long after, like with no food or any of their technology to aid them. I don't know, maybe things weren't as bad immediately after the apocalypse as they were 300 years later. In fact, I guess that's certainly the case. Actually, I guess, speaking of the freedom that the game gives you... Oh, is he not going to let us do it? Oh, we actually have the option here. We can totally fight Lavos at this point. Sure, let's just do, again, thorough playthrough. Let's just do this to show it off. This is hilarious that they let you do this. And of course, it's actually there's like a good reason for it to be there. This is the way that you get all of your extra endings on a New Game Plus, where you play through the game a second time around with all of your levels and gear and stuff intact from the first playthrough. And then you can just like go and fight Lavos at any point in the story, and then that'll trigger like a bunch of different endings depending on when you kill him. And yeah, we get to see this little scene again. I think they gave us another option to chicken out at this point too. Let's fight him. I think we'll get to show off the bad ending. Ours, yeah, nice little motivational speech there, Luca. My goodness. Oh, he goes through the full thing too. We actually get to fight through all of the bullshit. This actually might be a bit of a waste of time. Will they let us run away at this point? Doesn't look like it. This is kind of neat, though, how you can put on the right stores and restores energy. So yeah, we actually will be able to make a little bit of progress on this fight. So yeah, the way this works, I guess if anyone doesn't know, is that the first phase of the Lavos fight, if you fight him this way, there's a couple ways to get to Lavos, but if you just go straight at him from the gate at the end of time, then the first phase of the fight is just it's just sort of a boss rush of a bunch of the different bosses that you fought over the course of the game. As you can see, maintaining their original stats as well. So right now we're fighting the dragon tank version of Lavos, complete with the laser counterattack. In fact, it's not even worth our time to have Luca. Hey, rocket roll. That's one we haven't seen before. Oh, that's an all-target ability too, actually. A bit of a waste there, since yeah, we would have done more damage splitting that up. But you know, we got to see it, and that's pretty cool. Oh, so now he's gonna counterattack. Oh, and then like he's dead. But then they would have had. I wonder if they would have gotten into like a stupid counterattack war, where it's like he triggers Robo's counterattack, and then that triggers Lavos's, or I guess the dragon tank's counterattack. Now we fight this guy too. I actually really don't like this first phase of the Lavos fight, just because it's just such a waste of time. Like when you come here when you're supposed to, way at the end of the game. It's like this isn't a challenge or anything. You've already fought all of these dudes, like way back earlier in the game, and you have like 10 times the stats and levels and everything. So it's just like nothing. You're just like fighting all of these enemies that are no challenge at all, and it's just a waste of time. And of course they're all bosses, so they all have a bunch more HP, so you can't quite one-shot everything. I mean, I guess you can, most of them, one-shot them by the time you come back here, but... I guess the idea is maybe... just to sort of... Oh, and this sort of spoilers here, too. We're going to get to fight bosses that we haven't fought yet. Okay, this will be our trial run of the Hecarim fight, I guess. So we want to use magic here. Also, we probably should have swapped in Marl here. Yeah. Because, yeah, her ice spell is actually a better single target... better for single target damage than the laser spin. Okay, so this is kind of amusing, actually. I wonder how far we can push this. It would be nice if they gave you the option to still run away at this point, so you could, like, sort of work your way through all of the boss refights over the course of the game. So like I could do like some of these boss refights now, and then just escape and do the rest later, and just sort of like keep coming at Lavos over the course of the game. I think that would be pretty neat if they did it that way. Okay, so if I'm understanding this correctly, I'm supposed to not attack here. If I'm not a retarded 9-year-old, then that should mean that I don't attack him. I believe that means brief break from counterattacking, so I believe, since I'm not a retarded 9-year-old, that means to attack him now. This jasmine tea is actually pretty good. I can just feel the strength returning to my vocal cords. Oh my goodness. Okay. You know what? Robo's not terribly useful in this fight anyway, so I guess he can be our heal bot instead of Marl. Yeah, this is like a real boss fight, basically, since it is kind of funny. I will say this, as much as I criticized this aspect or this phase of the Lavos fight, it really is kind of amusing to see how just how they animate all of the different attacks on the different bosses. It's weirdly comical too. It's not the type of thing you'd expect from like it's just funny to me that Lavos does his yes indeed attack where he just sends out his floating eyeball to, I guess, headbutt. I guess I butt you over and over again. It just looks funny. There's a lot of silly stuff like that in this phase of the fight, which is fine. It's like I said, it's funny, but it kind of takes away from like the epic, like you know, final encounter that you would expect from you know, your big epic final encounter with Lavos. Very strange. A lot of very strange decisions with this fight. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one is going to destroy us. Can we get away? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, that would just be so much more interesting, I think, if they let you run away from here. It would sort of justify the whole boss rush idea, I think, if you could just sort of do it gradually in portions over the course of the game. I think we actually want Luca in here? Maybe? And of course this is all a waste of time, because we're obviously not going to clear out the entire boss rush. But I'm just curious to see, this is the closest thing to like a real challenge we'll get over the course of the game. So I'm just kind of curious to see how far we can make it. Now I forget how this works. I think you want... Or no, that's later on with the palette swapped version of this guy. Or no, it is in this one, yeah, where it's like one half is weak to an element and absorbs another, and then the bottom half is something different. Yeah, the top half was weak to ice, which means this fire thing is probably going to do nothing. Yeah, so we want ice on the top, and whatever else on the bottom. In fact, it's probably fire on the bottom, so we can just, yeah, have Luca actually get some optimization out of her turns here by firing away here. Actually, does lightning work on the bottom half? I'm just curious about this. We're kind of spoiling ourselves for the next fight, because we will, of course, actually fight this guy in relatively short order. Probably a good time for an aura whirl. And yeah, to be clear, this is the only time we're going to do this. I completely forgot that it actually gave you the full Lavos fight with all of the boss refights when you do it this way. Or, actually, we're going to have him go to town on the top half. I don't think we need an aura whirl this time. I think we'll be fine. Oh wow, that's new. Oh shit. Okay, so she's useless now. Oh, that's his death attack, too, so that means that we finished him off. Oh, and hey, yeah, it was a good idea to have him get to work on both of them at the same time. This is from quite a bit later in the game, I think. We're probably dead here. Oh, right, she's out of... Well, hell, we might as well use all of our items, since we're gonna die anyways. Ethers are just worthless in this game. 10 MP, really? That's the best you've got for me? They're certainly useless in combat, because you don't want to be, like, you know, refilling... You don't want to be having to take an ether break after, like, every second magic spell. Or I guess we can get, like, a good 5 spells out of an ether at this point in the game, but later on in the game it's just completely worthless. And not even that later on in the game either. Like, basically, as soon as we learn our second magic spell, ethers are obsolete. Okay, here we go. I think we want to use magic on this guy. Oh, maybe not. Well, we certainly don't have Chrono use magic, then. Or maybe we just do no damage to him because he's, like... we're supposed to fight him way, way later in the game. Okay, so it looks like ice and fire are good, but... Maybe we can beat this guy, actually, because, yeah. His damage output is kind of pathetic all around in this fight. And what comes after this? No, even that wasn't... I was a little nervous for a second there. That looked like a big, like, dangerous type of attack animation there, but that... Oh, and now now he's doing some bullshit. So we probably want to mid-tonic ourselves. God, I swear to God, this seems like he's, like, even weaker. It seems like this refight version of Masamune is even weaker than the regular one. Oh, is he doing counterattacks? Looks like he's counterattacking. Okay. Maybe that meant he's done counterattacking. Looks like he's not. Okay, this might hurt a little bit. Or maybe he just starts counterattacking when he's near death or something. Like, I know the progression of the game really well, I think, and the plot and the different things to do in the game, but I don't quite have all the fights memorized. Oh, he's giving us a yes indeed. Oh, shit! Okay, well that suddenly went horrible for us. Whatever, I'm not gonna push it. If we die, we die. This was a waste of time in the first place. Can we outrace him? I don't think we can. And I think we get our bad ending now, too, so yeah, we get to show this off a bit early. kind of decent timing on this, I think, also. I was just talking about how this, you know, the sort of the real plot has begun at this point in the game. So yeah, this is like a good demonstration of what's at stake here, and why what we're doing actually matters in the context of the story and the game. This is what we're, yeah, fighting to prevent. This was like just a chilling ending, I found, too, because I would have seen this probably a few times as a kid. Just losing normally in the course of the final boss fight, losing, again, trying to attack Lavos early and losing there. You know, I just found this whole ending scene here really creepy. I still do. It still does, not just this one in particular, but in general, like video games where you have like unique game over screens that sort of show you how badly you fucked up everything by failing. Yeah, it's just a lot of the time I find that stuff really creepy. Like even little stuff where it's like, I remember, oh yeah, and here we go. This bit right here gave me freaking nightmares as a kid. My goodness. Maybe not tons of, maybe like one, maybe I had like one nightmare the first time I saw this, but even so, God, that's harsh right there. But yeah, I remember like Valkyrie Profile 2 had a thing where if you like if you died to certain bosses, the boss would have a line basically taunting you essentially for losing to them. Just sort of like their little victory speech over your corpse or something, and I just found that really creepy. Oh, especially the final boss against, yeah, Lazard Faleth, and he's talking about how he's gonna, like, cast you into hell, and the maggots will feast on your innards for eternity and all of that. It's like, holy shit. This thing's took a sudden dark turn. And yeah, it's kind of the same here, only an even starker dark turn, because of course the game is kind of light and breezy and adventuresome, if that's a word, until you get that bad ending. I guess there's some heavy shit later on in the game too. Okay, so now we're back to the present, like the old man told us to do. Can we actually go through? Okay, so yeah, the gate is still there in the cupboard. Couldn't remember if they let you actually go back through there or if it was just a one-way thing. You know, thinking on it now, I think I actually do want Robo for the cave dungeon coming up. I think we want Robo for the dungeon for his AoE against all of the enemies. Because yeah, the next gimmick with the next dungeon is you need to use magic on pretty much everything. And so yeah, Robo's AoE magic ability will be really useful for that. Until we get to the boss, at which point we'll switch to Morrow. Yep. Got it all planned out. And frankly, we already know that we'll be fine for the Hecarim fight, since we've already done it at this point. Again, with a little bit of just the changed context due to cultural learnings. I never really got what this was supposed to be with Robo rocking back and forth as a kid. Of course, if you're an expert on Japanese culture like me, you recognize that as a bow. But it's just like it's the type of thing you would have expected, like, localizers to change back in the day. Because it seems like an obvious thing if you're like into, you know, anime and all of that, just like the, you know, honorifics and like the greeting, like, you know, greeting customs and that type of thing. Or I guess there it was more of a thank you than a greeting. Yeah, but to someone who's like sort of uninitiated into this whole sort of yeah, weeaboo realm, as it were, just like Robo domo arigatoing over and over just probably seems really weird to most people. I don't even know what I would have thought of it as a kid. Yeah, just sort of question, like, what the hell is he doing? Oh, you know what? I think you actually do end up fighting these guys if you talk to them. Oh, actually, yeah. If you yeah, you can plead, and then he'll fight, and then you get to rest at the inn. I think it still costs a bunch of money though, and we probably don't want to do it. I think that's the gimmick. Yeah, there's a gimmick like that here, where it's like all of the... There's really good items in this town, but they're all completely overpriced because, of course, the mystics all hate humans, so they won't sell to you. And then you can fix that by messing with the time stream later on in the game and forging peace between humans and mystics. That's like that's like literally near the very end of the game that you can do that. Okay, so it looks like we've got kind of reasonable rates for the inn, at least. But if we go to the store... Okay, we'll give up for now, but I'm curious what this... Oh, you want to bet? Okay, but yeah, we're gonna fight him. I feel like... Oh yeah, we have fought one of these guys before. There was one of these in the dungeon. Like the dungeon... I keep on calling like every... I don't have a better word than dungeon. I keep calling every dungeon in this game a dungeon. like you know, like the Pterodactyl Peak was a dungeon to me. But you know how it is, like RPG dungeons, any area with monsters. But like the castle dungeon, the jail that we escaped from, that's where we fought that guy. Yeah, and all of this stuff is completely overpriced, and we shouldn't be able to afford it. And it's apparently worse than what we have available to us already anyways. Would I have farmed... I might have even farmed up... oh, and one and a half, so that would actually be really useful for the next dungeon, too. But yeah, you'd have to do quite a bit of grinding to be able to afford one of those. Actually, we could get ourselves a glow helm right now. It's not really worth it. It's like, what, an extra 11 defense? Oh yeah, we've got stuff to sell also, now that I think of it. Yeah, load sword, that's obsolete. Bolt sword. That's not the one he has equipped, is it? No, we got... That's right, we bought one, then we got an extra one. So sell that, sell that. Oh, I forgot to equip her with the plasma gun, so I was doing things the hard way in the dinosaur era. I guess that's kind of par for the course right now. But yeah, we're actually gonna... Oh, actually, and yeah, Luca's actually still in our party, so yeah, let's fix that right now. Oh, that's a big increase too, shit. Oh, that's right, we picked that up in the factory, I do believe. Because, yeah, that's sort of where it's useful, is if you've got Luca in the party, then she has that anti-machine gun in the area with... Yeah, sure, the anti-machine gun in the area with a bunch of machines. So, yeah, it's useful for exactly one dungeon. Okay, so we've actually got a fair bit of cash now. I think I actually do kind of want to go in on that glow helm. Yeah, fuck it. I don't care about your overpriced rates. I'm still gonna take your glow helm and use them to kill your boss or whatever. Magic. Yeah, I think it is actually a good idea to give magic tabs to Chrono. We're probably just gonna stick all of the tabs on Chrono. Maybe speed tabs we can give to like Luca or something, since she's pretty much the slowest character in the game. I wouldn't have figured this out as a kid, but I think it's... I've seen runs of this game at Games Done Quick, and I believe they explained like the different stats and like growth rates of the different characters. And if I remember correctly, Luca has the best magic stat in the game by the end of the game. But so she's like really useful in the party. Like her flare spell can do tons of damage. But the thing is, if you can increase the magic power of characters with weaker magic stats, then it's better for them, because it's like the characters with weaker magic stats have stronger spells to compensate. So Chrono's got Luminaire, which has like a really high multiplier based on his magic stat to compensate for his somewhat lower magic. So if you increase his magic even more, then you get sort of more effectiveness from that, if I remember how that works correctly. I just want to... I wasn't really paying attention there, but I could have sworn they mentioned... Yeah, so they do mention Lavos here, and which is weird because that's sort of the whole purpose of sort of this stage in the plot. That's what our characters are doing in the plot right now, is traveling through time and looking for clues. Oh yeah, here's Old Man Melkar. Oh right, he's actually got stuff for us. Shit, I shouldn't have wasted all my money there. Fuck me. Or actually, we've got pretty much everything we need. I don't even know if it's worth buying a red... it gives him extra magic power, and we need magic for the next dungeon. So I guess we'll... Oh yeah, I guess I can... And yeah, like I said earlier, like way back on the first stream, yeah, it seemed perfectly natural to me at the time that Melkar would be in the monster village, because he looked like some weird, creepy, like, skull monster to me as a kid, with like his, you know, sort of blurry sprite on the old CRT television. Yeah, sure, we'll actually give... Oh. Okay, apparently girls can't equip glow helms. In that case... We'll divvy up the defense. Chrono's already got tons of defense from that Meso Mail. And defense doesn't even really matter that much anyways in the next dungeon, since all these next enemies are going to be magic-based. Okay, so maybe selling that stuff will give us... you know, that Titan Vest is a pretty good increase for her. We're good on shelters. Yeah, what the hell, we'll give her the Titan Vest. It'll help out, because we're going to use her for the boss fight, so that'll help her out if she gets yes-indeeded by Hecarim. That glow helm is going to, like, put us in the hole for, like, the rest of the game. We're going to be just, like, struggling for money forever, because we blew all of it on that stupid helmet. That stupid helmet that the characters who actually need the defense can't even use. Yeah, because I'm smart and really good at video games. But yeah, this is just, of course, just a fun playthrough where we do stupid things like get as far as we can through the Lavos boss rush for no reason and waste all of our money on a helm that we don't need for no reason. Are we good to go? What was this third eye again? Oh yeah, evasion. Yeah, I'm content with that. We'll go into it like this. Okay, so yeah, these guys are just regular guys. We don't need to worry about starting with the magic just yet. It's kind of funny how, like, things get easy all of a sudden. And of course, part of that is the fact that we leveled up a little bit extra by taking that extra little incursion into the past, into the dinosaur era. But even so, it's like we're all of a sudden regressing back to enemies that we fought, like, way back in the first major dungeon of the game. And it's like, what? Why? I guess it's mainly just plot reasons. Like, the Mystics... Like, you know, it's the same dudes. It's just like the same mystics that you fought in the medieval era. It's just like their modern incarnation. So it's not like they would have evolved in the past 400 years or anything. Or that's right, we don't want to. Yeah, that was not smart. Okay, so what we actually want to do here. Apparently Chrono just finds it really amusing that he got covered in ink there. Blindness doesn't matter at all in this dungeon, since everything needs to be hit with magic. Oh wow, yeah, maybe Robo's just going to be able to one-shot everything here, and we won't even have to worry. Or can we? Okay. This is a bit of a longer... If I remember correctly, I think this is like a somewhat longer and more involved dungeon. Like, is it even worth having anyone use any magic at all if Robo's just gonna one-shot everyone? I guess we can just put this to the test, because if he's just gonna kill everything... Okay. Okay. I guess that's just how it's gonna be. He's gonna carry us through this. A one-man army. In fact, we should get him... If that's how it's gonna be... Rage Man... Because, yeah, we don't care about counterattacks here. So what we're gonna do... No, that's... I did this in the wrong order. We want... Actually, yeah, might as well use the sight scope. That would actually be helpful here. And but we're actually going to put the bandana on him so that we can get that that killing laser spin just that little bit faster to maybe avoid some damage. Or actually, what's their HP? 88? Yep, there you go. I wonder how much of that is just me, because we're sort of just barely clearing these guys out in one hit, so I wonder how much of that is like the extra levels I got from going into the past. You know what? I'm curious. Is every enemy in this game like immune to physical attacks, or is it just, or in this dungeon, immune to physical attacks, or is it just a few of them? So yeah, it looks like they work, but they're not very effective at all. Yeah, you go much further with your magic spells here. The tea's starting to get cold. Another fight so soon, really? Okay, these are just regular bats for some reason. So, oh no, these are cave bats, even though they look... That's weird. It's like a palette-swapped enemy that isn't actually palette-swapped. They look exactly the same. We're gonna give Robo's MP a little bit of a break here, then. Or, you know what, we're gonna check and see if it's, Okay, so yeah, these guys are immune to... or resistant to physical attacks as well. Okay, so this whole cave here is just a cakewalk then. We are well over-prepared, which I guess is always going to be the case if we're doing like this complete thorough run of the game. But, you know, we aren't really in this for the challenge or anything anyways. Or in fact, we might as well... do we want the speed or the magic? I think we do stick with the speed, but we... Or actually, who needs the most help with magic? We're gonna get, yeah, it's helpful to sort of distribute your damage-dealing capability across a few different characters, because then you can have like, two different people who can one-shot enemies as opposed to just one. So yeah, we're gonna spread the magic love out. A lot of unavoidable fights in this cave, which I don't really like. That's one of my favorite things about the game, or one of the things I like about sort of the game's battle system in general, is the fact that enemy encounters are like not random. They're based on specific sort of encounter points on the exploration screen, as it were, or like when you're walking around. You can actually avoid enemies by not touching them, and that's really good that that's in the game when it's actually in the game. But I really am not a fan of, and there's sort of arguments both ways as to whether that's a good thing. On the one hand, it sort of decreases variety. So like in a RPG with random encounters, it's like there's that bit of tension where you don't really know. Oh yeah, I guess, right, we didn't use the laser spin last time. We used the other spells. So yeah, I was expecting to one-shot them, and we didn't even come close. These cave bats are actually kind of nasty. These are like probably the hardest enemies in the whole dungeon so far. Whatever. They've got hardly any HP left though, so we'll just do it like a regular fight from here on out. Good crit, Chrono. I could really feel the power behind that one. This is a waste of time. I think Luca will be able to get at least a couple of them with a flame toss. Or you know what, a slash probably would have worked there too. Oh, that was a big crit all of a sudden for some reason. The way the animations work on some of these attacks is a bit weird. Why does Chrono all of a sudden look like he's climbing a ladder when he's getting his blood sucked by a cave bat? Or I guess the idea is that he's struggling to get it off of his head, I suppose. That's probably what they're going for. But yeah, this place kind of sucks for... I feel like this might be the end. No, we're not... Yeah, we're not even close to the end. I feel like an area that looks kind of like this is where we fight Hecarim, but yeah, we got a ways to go here. Like I was saying, I think this is one of the dungeons in this game kind of get increasingly more elaborate, I think, as you go along. Where it's like the first one under the sanctuary is like really short and simple. Then you got the lab, which is also really short and simple. And then you got the factory, there's a little bit more to that one. And then you got this now, where there's a little bit more to this. And then I think after this, I forget what it's called, but the mountain in the Middle Ages. There's actually not much to that one either. But it all kind of builds up to Magus's castle, which is kind of one of the two big set-piece dungeons of the game, I would say. But yeah, Magus's castle and the Black Omen are probably like the two biggest and most elaborate dungeons in the whole game. Most of the others are just really simple and straightforward. Often really short, too. Is there anything else to uncover here? The graphics set like of this cave here, and maybe it's just the running water sound effect too, really reminds me of like an FF6 dungeon. Like this looks like the kind of area that could, and looks and sounds like the kind of area that could exist in FF6. Oh, are we not? Oh, that's right. You can just hit A when you're inside a save point to save your game. Alright, so this is going to be right before the boss then. So actually this dungeon was a little bit shorter than I remembered. But yeah, we are going to set things up like we talked about. Yeah, sure, we'll give her a little bit of healing. Because yeah, we've used hard... Because yeah, almost... Because Robo was like the workhorse of this whole area, so we... everyone else is like pretty much full on MP, so we don't even need to waste resources healing up or recovering or anything. And in fact, yeah, pretty much this whole fight is going to go exactly the same as the one with the botched Lavos Phase 1 fight that we did. Only slightly easier because we're very, very slightly higher leveled now. Or actually, I believe, yeah, we got our cursor on memory, so I can actually just mash the button here. Oh no, we don't. I could have sworn that I fixed that. Did I somehow close my T? There we go. I did it backwards. Because yeah, this is... I could have sworn that I switched the cursor to memory, because that is what I generally prefer in RPGs. Or at least, you know, the kind of the simple, straightforward RPGs where there's not much to combat. Because yeah, mostly what you do in these fights is you just spam your strongest attacks over and over again, and then sometimes you heal someone when they get low on HP. God, this guy seems really fast. At least he's spreading around the damage, which is kind of what you want to see. Okay, so in a moment, I'm going to go real slow with these, because I feel like he's going to start... Okay, it looks like he's not counter-attacking just yet. Is that just random? I felt like he... I always thought that he, like, always did the counter-attack thing. But it looks like he's not going to do it this time. Like, he should be dead any second, I think. Yeah, he's just going all out. He does not care. Okay, here we go. So we're going to want an Aura Whirl. I could have sworn that I saw a new double tech there that I hadn't seen before. Okay, we can charge that up. Any second now. Okay, it's counterattack break time. Okay, yeah, Antipode. I somehow missed that that was there. So yeah, we get to see another lovely double tech animation. That was some good damage. That's actually even, like, damage efficient, I think. Like, you get more damage out of that than you get from, like, doing one ice and one fire spell. Which I guess is, yeah, what you want out of a double tech, since they wouldn't be worthwhile at all otherwise, but even then, I think Chrono is still the main damage dealer in this fight, just because he's like twice as fast as everyone else. So yeah, even if his magic is the weakness, he gets it off twice as quickly, twice as often. So yeah, he says right here, like, about, like, oh, if only Lavos had come forth or whatever, but we heard that back in town. That was like the whole point of coming here, was to find out clues about Lavos' origin. And we found that out in town, yeah, in that little creepy, I guess, ode to Magus in the town square. And they just kind of ignored it. And then all of a sudden when Hecarim says it, it's like, oh, that's actually a clue. I don't know, it's just kind of funny. I could have sworn that you could get something from Tabin here if you talk to him. Yeah, I thought he had some special armor for Luca. Maybe that comes later in the game. This is a weird little scene here. I don't know what's going on with Luca's mom. Or like the whole backstory here, you don't find out until later, but the reason she's sitting down here is because her legs don't work because of an accident on one of her husband's machines. She was like doing cleaning a conveyor belt or something, and then her dress got stuck, and now she can't walk as a result of all that. And it's yeah, it sort of haunts Luca, I guess, and you find out all of this later on in the game. But I guess the idea is that it sort of made her embittered towards technology in general. You think it would have sort of turned Luca against all of that too, but actually she seems to have like doubled down and gotten like super into the whole technology thing instead. Okay, finest work, ultimate defense. Just how good is it? Oh, wrong character. Oh, hey, speed +2. That's exactly what she frickin' needs as well. It's like it's like her dad knows her like really well. It's just like, you know, youngin, you need a little bit of hustle if you're gonna be, you know, make a name for yourself in this world. Here, have a vest that'll make you go fast. He's very thoughtful. Tabin's a good dad, I think. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. There is actually something to do here too. Awesome. He knows. Do these guys even have anything new at this point? Oh, it actually looks like they do, but we've got all of it already, so who gives a shit? We'll go back up to 12 tonics, I guess. That'll be the magic number. In fact, let's just even... really shouldn't be wasting my money, since, like I said, we've already wasted enough of it. But, I'm actually going to take a quick... Or I'm going to finish up my tea. I'm going to guzzle some tea, and then I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to take actually another... an extended break. Bathroom and refresh my drink and all of that. And, yeah, we'll be back in a little bit. Come on. Okay, that'll do. And yeah, we'll be back. Oh, that's actually wrong. That's all wrong. There we go. And yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back. I unloaded what I needed to unload and refilled what needed to be refilled. Or actually, you know what? I should have kept the break up a little longer. I was gonna do what I said I was gonna do that I didn't end up doing, which I always do, which was to check the audio levels. So yeah, we're just gonna take a quick break. Not really a break, just a pause, really, to do that. So yeah. Okay, so I can't actually tell what's going on here because there's like such a delay. Okay. Wow, there's like a huge delay between my video preview and yeah, I guess what's real time, as it were. Just yeah, a big delay on the video preview, so it's yeah, tough to really tell what's going on. But I think we're fine. I think everything is good on the audio level front. So anyways, yeah, here we are back in the present, and yeah, it's a little bit less of a rosy picture of the present now that we've sort of gone through a few different things. There's you know, corruption in the government that sort of manifests itself in, between the trial scene, although not really on this playthrough because we kind of got what we had coming to us as a result of all the fair shenanigans. I'm just curious to see if anyone has anything new to say. I don't think there's any reason why they would, since nothing has really happened in the present while we've been gone. But, yeah, let's actually get the chat window up instead of the video preview. Oh, hey. Oh, hey, she actually does have something to say. That's right, because, right, that was the big news in the kingdom, is that we were going to be executed. And that's all she has to say about it. It's like, oh, I heard you were going to be executed. Don't scare me. Okay, I won't. Oh, and apparently she doesn't... Because, yeah, we introduced Marl to her earlier, but it looks like she doesn't give a shit that Luca's with us. Oh, here she goes. Okay. It's just, I don't know, really amusing to me just how oblivious Chrono's mom is. In fact, there's even later on, way later on in the game, after Chrono's death, she's still even oblivious then. I don't remember exactly how it plays out, but yeah, they don't tell her what happens to Chrono later in the game. Is there anything else that we want to do here? I think we're all good. I think there's like pretty much nothing else to do except to yeah, or actually there's one thing we could do. Is because yeah, the Millennial Fair is still going on, and there is stuff that you need to do here eventually. There's basically, you need to do a mini game with this guy, like way down the line, and you can do it anytime you want earlier on in the game. It's just you don't get, there's no immediate obvious purpose to it, and until like way later in the game, where it's like one of the prizes is something that you need to progress the story. But you can just like be proactive about that and do it early. The fastest way to do it, like I talked a bit about the fastest ways to earn silver points. Yeah, that's right. I'm eating your lunch, chicken man. You fucking testify against me. You're lucky I don't punch your fucking teeth out. And yeah, it's just, he doesn't have any comment over the fact that I've eaten his lunch, 2, that he testified against me to have me executed for eating his lunch, and 3, about the fact that I came back and ate his lunch anyways after he testified against me to have me beheaded for eating his lunch. I guess it's not just Chrono's mom. I guess just everybody in the present is just completely oblivious to everything that's going on around them. But yeah, so anyways, when you first come to the fair, I think it's probably soda is the fastest way to earn silver points. But once you come back later and you can one-shot Gato, this is by far the fastest way to earn silver points. So I think what we want to do is we want to farm, I think it's 80 silver points, and then we need to do a mini-game at Norstein Beckler's lab. And that'll just save us some time having to do it later on in the game. Because, yeah, there's kind of like just a slightly weird pacing thing, where it's like so quick, there's... What? Oh, right, he's actually got to give us the points. But, oh, hey, hi, Saturn Meteor. Good to have you back on board. Yeah, it's nothing super eventful now. Like, the game is... The game is pretty linear in the early bits of it. It's, like, very directed, as much as I've been talking about the sort of nice little bits of freedom it gives you to explore the present early on. It's really kind of funnels you into those early quests, though, where you... I talked about that a little bit already earlier in the stream when no one was watching, so I guess I can talk about it again. It's very just like point to point. It's like, go, okay, you can wander around a bit, but now go into the past and rescue the princess, and come back to the present and escape from jail, and then go to the future and discover Lavos. And then from there, it's a little bit more open. You have a little bit more freedom to explore different time periods and sort of see the sights, as it were. And like the game itself is linear, don't get me wrong. Like, the plot itself is point to point to point, where it's just like, they tell you, go do this thing, now go do that thing. And then sometimes you have a little bit of, sometimes you kind of need to discover what you need to do next by talking to NPCs and that kind of thing. Like, I think we're actually in for a bit of that in the past. Because after I'm done with this little diversion, which is just sort of planning ahead for something that's going to happen way down the line, yeah, you don't get really any explicit direction, I don't think, as to what you do, what you're supposed to do in the next part of the game. You kind of have to explore around and talk to people a little bit. Oh, could have sworn that I had 90 by now, but I guess I was wrong. Okay, we can kill Gato a couple more times. But, and yeah, as a result, because I'm doing, like, a thorough playthrough, where I am going to explore around and see all the sights and talk to all the peoples and all of that stuff. Yeah, the progression through the story is going to get bogged down a little bit from here on out, just because we have that much more freedom to just go around and do side stuff. It's not even really side stuff, it's just, like, pointless areas that the game lets you explore where there's nothing to do there yet, but I'm going to explore them anyways because I can, and because the game lets you, and I appreciate that. So, yeah, that's sort of the plan. That's sort of how things are going to play out from here on in. Okay, that's gotta be 80 by now. And the thing is, if we fail the minigame, then we've just done all this for nothing. But the minigame is pretty easy from what I remember. It's just like, not even a game of Simon, just like a game of reactions. Or it's like, it's Simon Says. That's basically the... did I just really differentiate between the game Simon and the game Simon Says? God, I'm not even gonna bother. Hopefully everyone knows what I'm... Right? I guess most people probably don't know what I'm talking about. Simon is an electronic toy from like the 90s, where it's like a light-up thing, where you basically repeat back a sequence of buttons back to the machine. And then Simon Says, of course, is the game you play as kids, where the leader says, Simon Says, do whatever, and so everyone does whatever. And that's the game of Simon Says. And that's what we're going to play right now, with Norstein Beckler here, if I remember correctly. Oh, this isn't what I thought it was at all. Huh. This is really weird. I thought we were going to do the clone minigame. Okay, apparently we've volunteered Marl as a hostage. Okay, so this is basically the alligator. Again, like I said, this is, or like I've titled the stream, this is going to be Oh! Okay, so that was 80 points well spent. Okay, so I guess the clone minigame is the 30 silver point one. That's the one that we want. Okay, so we're gonna go beat up Gato one more time. Or I guess two more times, because yeah. It's two times you gotta beat him up to get the 30 silver points. So okay, I fucked that up. Sorry for wasting everyone's time. As if we haven't done enough of that already with the pointless Lavos fight and the pointless excursion into the prehistoric era. But, you know, we were going to have to waste this time anyways in the long run. If I didn't make this mistake now, I would make it later when we actually do have to come back and do the clone minigame. Oh, whoops. Speaking of wasting time, I think that's the first time I've ever seen that. They'll actually let you leave the screen after winning the fight. They'll let you leave before they give you the silver points. That is hilarious. Okay, so now we got our 30 silver points, and now we get to play Simon. Simon Says. And then here's where it's going to turn out that I was wrong again, and that the minigame we need is actually the 10 silver point one instead of the 30 point one. Okay, we got 41. We're good to go. In fact, we can play them both, actually, because there's one for 10 and one for 30. Or was it 50? Fuck, I hope it's not 50. If it's 50, then we're just gonna... It's 40. Okay, so we're good. Okay. Damn it, the frickin' Xbox has ruined button letters forever for me. So Y is square and A is circle. I think that's right. A, B, X, Y. Yeah, so laugh, surprise, left arm, right arm. And so we gotta mimic what the clone does. And if we fuck it up, then we've wasted our silver points. Oh, fuck, I forgot what... Laugh, surprise. Laugh on Y, surprise on circle. Yeah, we're going with that. This requires intense concentration, so excuse the lack of commentary. This gets really fast by the time you get to the end. As long as he keeps doing the arms, I think I'm fine. Fuck! God damn it! Okay, that's enough of that. I guess we'll just attempt it later on. That was probably the last one, too. I feel like that's as fast as it gets. But, yeah, we'll not fuck around with that any longer. Eventually, we're going to have to do that. Because later on, the story will require you to do that minigame. But, yeah. I tried to be proactive and be on top of things, and, yeah, just do things as they're available to us, but I ruined everything. What? Oh, that's right, yeah, gates always take us to the end of time from now on. Okay, so that's perfect. Or is he going to give us more hints about what to do now? I feel like that's... Okay, so yeah, he is our guide, our spirit guide. If you prefer. It's not really a spirit guide, not in the... He's not a spirit, he's just a man. He's just a wise man with, like, some lovely advice about, about what you're supposed to do next. Lovely, vague advice that's not really rooted in logic or reason or anything like that. It's just like, oh yeah, you're trying to stop Lavos, but maybe... take a trip back to the present because you need a rest or something. And it turns out that's where you're supposed to go to get your next clue. And he gives a lot of sort of hints like that throughout the game where he just says, like, go here for no particular reason. And that turns out to be the next place to go. One thing I've got to say is I'm as appreciative as I am about the fact that you can avoid enemy encounters in this game. Um, because I appreciate that aspect of the game so much, I'm that much less appreciative of the encounters that you aren't able to avoid. Oh yeah, and I was about to go into a tangent about that earlier, where, what was I going to say? I can't remember. Whatever. Oh yeah, and I think the NPCs around town here actually do have different things to say. Yeah, about the legendary heroes. So these guys actually... So you actually do get some guidance as to where to go, but it's not... You kind of have to go out of your way to find it. And that was kind of the tradition. That was kind of the way things were in RPGs back in the day. In fact, even like way, way back in the day, before I even played RPGs. Like I tried out... I own a bunch of old games on goodoldgames.com. And yeah, now they're just telling you, oh, the hero has appeared and stuff is going down on the bridge. And that's sort of your clue as to what you're supposed to do next to advance the story. But, anyways, I've got all these old games on GOG that I've barely ever played. They're difficult to get into. It's difficult to learn old games, just because they aren't, you know, as user-friendly as the modern ones. But I tried to play, Ultima 4, because you can get Ultima 4 for free on GOG. It's just like one of the collection of free games that you get when you sign up for an account. So I tried to play that, and Ultima 4 is like an ancient RPG. Like I think it was from like back in the 80s, back in the days of like you know, the old Apple Mac or the old Mac PCs. You might have seen that, you might have played Oregon Trail on back in elementary school, if you're the same age I am. That really simplistic, like incredibly simplistic sort of primordial level of computer graphics, and somehow they're able to make like a full RPG. And I'm really impressed by just how deep a lot of those old games are, but it's the thing is they're so inscrutable that it's difficult to learn the game, to learn these old games to the point where you're able to uncover that level of depth. But I tried to play Ultima 4 a fair bit, and there was a lot of that sort of thing I was talking about, where it's all about going around town and talking to NPCs, and talking to NPCs was like a core mechanic of the game in Ultima 4. It was sort of descended from those old text-based adventure games where you have a text parser, and like the way you talk to NPCs is, instead of like, it's not even like dialogue trees. It's like you actually have to type in words at the NPC, and there's a text parser where they'll sort of try to interpret what you're asking about, and there'll be sort of keywords in the NPC's dialogue that you'd sort of have to type in. So he'd say, like, an NPC would say something about something or other at the shrine, and so you type in shrine and he'll give you more details about that. Or you type in something or other and he gives you more details about that. So it's all about sort of like reading the NPC's dialogue and trying to suss out the sort of keywords that they expect you to inquire about. Is he going to give us another shelter? Is this going to happen every time we do this? That's pretty sweet. Anyways, we've done all these encounters, so we're not going to do them again. And yeah, that's the kind of thing I appreciate, is where they just let you go through the whole area without fighting any monsters at all. Or you know what? The castle is where we're supposed to... I'm sort of autopiloting. Even though I haven't played this game for like 8 years, I'm sort of autopiloting all of a sudden onto my usual route. But actually... So that's where they expect you to go. That's where you need to go to advance the plot, is to the castle. But the NPCs said to go do stuff on the bridge, because the bridge was out the last time we were here. So this is like the new exciting thing that's happened in this time period, is that the bridge is back. But it's all blocked. We can't go on the bridge, because the hero's doing stuff, or something or other. But yeah, this guy is going to tell us what's going down, is that things are looking dire. There's a battle. There's a battle going down on the big bridge, and the Knight Captain needs rations from the castle in order to progress the plot, basically. And so first you get your clue that the hero is returned and there's something happening on the bridge, and then you go to the bridge and it's like, oh, we need supplies from the castle. So it's sort of like... And so you can sort of see a direct connection there, where RPGs, like in the old days, like conversations with NPCs used to be a core mechanic in these types of RPGs, in like Ultima and like your text-based adventures back in the day. Oh, and they said the king was sick too. I wonder if he has anything new to say about the fact that he's sick. Oh, he's injured. He's not sick. Yeah, sure. Like I said, we're going to be thorough, so let's just see everything there is to see. Oh, hey, those people who were here earlier are gone. Yep. They were not lying to us. Queen Lean is not in her bedchamber. But, what was I talking about? Yeah, so there's sort of that progression where, like, the RPGs have become a little bit less about that whole conversing with NPCs aspect. They try to be a little bit more directed in sort of showing you where to go and what to do. But there's still a little hint of that in a lot of the, especially these JRPGs, where it's like most of the time they'll give you a pretty clear clue or a clear idea of what to do and where to go, just from following the linear progression of the plot, like we've been doing so far, where it's just like A to B to C. But occasionally they give you these sort of moments in gameplay, or in the course of the game, where the path forward isn't necessarily clear, and you do have to go out and explore and talk to people a little bit to find out what's going on and what you're supposed to do. And you see a little bit of that at this moment in the game. And it's the sort of thing that doesn't... It's easy to forget that, because it's the only thing that really comes through on a first playthrough. Because after your first time through the game, you know that, okay, what we do here is we go to the castle, and then we go to the bridge, and then we fight the dude. And then I think you have to talk to, no, you go to the mountain, and then you talk to this so-called hero. Or no, I completely forgot what we were actually supposed to do here. Well, while I was talking about how I know what to do, I completely forgot to do what I'm supposed to do. Okay. I wonder who would have said that. That's another interesting thing, is how some of these, the dialogue in this game changes quite a bit depending on who's in the party. So, like, if Marl wasn't there, there's sort of a hierarchy of things, where if, like, one character isn't there there'll be, like, one character who'll be the one who says something in a cutscene, and if they're not in the party, then another person will say it instead. So I bet you Luca would have been would have said what needed to be said to get the chef to get kicked into gear and do what needs to be done. Oh, and hey, we got a power tap too. Nice. Okay, so the chef and his brother have been sort of, I don't know. Oh, right, we're gonna fix the cursor memory. Yeah, save menu cursor. Yes, that's what we want. Oh, battle cursor. There's two. It seems unnecessary, but it makes sense that there would be two different options, because maybe you want to save the battle cursor but not the menu cursor, or vice versa. I do like saving both, though, because generally you tend to go into the same menus and take the same actions in battle repeatedly, so yeah, that's helpful. Okay, so we've finally, like, 7 or 8 hours into the game, we've finally gotten our settings the way that they should be. Or we're going to save right here. I know and of course, because we did the Zombone fight in the Lavos refights, I know for a fact that we're going to be able to win this thing. But nevertheless, we're going to say, who knows, maybe my computer will crash or something, and then, yeah, we'll be sorry if we didn't save. What if I say no? Like, the dudes guarding the bridge are, like, dead or unconscious or something, so I could just go without giving him the food. No, it's not for you. We're going full criminal. Will they let me go across without giving him the food? Oh, okay. Apparently Magus' army has advanced, but we can't go to do anything about it until we give him food. Now that we've got food, we'll be able to fight Magus' army. Even though the guys who the food is for are going to do absolutely nothing to contribute to the big fight that's about to ensue. Or, okay, actually no. This makes perfect sense. Everything is completely logical here. Now that we've brought them the food, the enemies are like, oh shit, they've got food. We'd better go fight them now before they eat it. So that's what's going on here. Is like they realize that they're fucked. The enemies are completely fucked as soon as the Knight Captain gets to eat his beef jerky or whatever. So that this is the time to strike. So yeah, it's all perfectly logical and sensible. Okay. So yeah, those guys just kind of threw their lives away for nothing, I suppose. Oh yeah, now we've got Ozzy in the game here. The introduction of Ozzy. I like Ozzy. He's a cool guy. Oh wow, we actually get all three of them with this. Really, I would not have expected that. Okay, so Ozzy is immune to magic. Although apparently 0 damage was enough to take him out anyways. Wait, she says. Does he look like a waiter? Oh wow, these guys are even worse than useless. Not only are they throwing their lives away for nothing, but they're throwing their lives away to become stupid skeleton monsters to get in my way. Can we kill Ozzy? I don't think so. I think he's just there for show. Although I wonder if we can make him like run away or something if we damage him enough. Oh! Right, I remember this now. Yeah, so you can either kill the enemies. If you just kill the enemies outright, that'll make Ozzy run away, or you can just target your attacks on Ozzy, and that'll, I don't know, break his concentration or something and end the spell. But yeah, that's basically the end of the bridge. That was the battle on the big bridge, and now we've got the big battle, the big battle on the big bridge. Actually, that's funny. I guess he's making that out of the skeletons that we felled on the way to the end here, because I think there was the same number of the number of skeletons he used to construct Zombor here, or whatever he's. Where's there it is. Yeah, Zombor. And yeah, we already know what the trick is for this fight because we've done it already. It really kind of does. It's really a good demonstration or a benchmark of how your power increases over the course of the game too. Because the first time we did this fight, like as part of the Lavos refight, is like it's like a 1-for-1 thing. It's like we fought him then, and now we fight him here, and we can see exactly like how the damage numbers have changed. It's like before we were doing like 120, 130 damage, and now we're doing like 160. So that's, yeah, a clear idea of sort of the rate of progression of the party's power. Is he counterattacking, or is he just super fast? Or whoops. I should probably heal at this point, but I'm feeling a bit cocky. We will do an Aura Whirl after, although with that said... or you know what? Just to see what happens, we're going to kill the legs first this time. So we are going to save up for an Aura Whirl. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna heal up right here. What? Oh, we got Ice Sword. Oh, we got new double techs. We got new techs, period. Oh, goodness, we should have been trying these out. But we're going to go with the same old Aura Whirl because we got Napalm. But we know that the top half heals from fire, so that's not worth it. So yeah, we're going to go for the bottom half this time, just to see what happens. God, that just like undid all of our healing. Oh, okay. Now he's finished. I bet you it'll just be like one more good attack to. Or actually, okay, let's do this. So yeah, he's weak to ice, and he's weak to swords. So ice sword should just like completely fuck his shit up. Oh, look at that! He's dead. Yeah, because that's his death attack. He's dead. We killed him with the ice and the sword. Oh, and that's it. Nobody has anything to say about that. We just, yeah, killed a boss, and nobody has any comment. Or I guess we got the triumphant Guardia music playing. That's kind of our acknowledgement of our victory there. Actually, I wonder if anyone back at the castle has anything to say about the fact that we beat up, or not even just the castle, because there were guys at like the pub talking about the bridge. So I wonder if anyone has anything to say about yeah, Sir Goku's big victory at the big battle at the big bridge. I didn't think that they would. Yep, okay, so apparently news has not yet spread back to town, which I guess makes sense, since, you know, all of that happened, like, 2 seconds ago. But does the chef has anything to say about the fact that we saved his brother's ass? Although, if he did, he'd probably just take all the credit for it, since he provided the meal that got all the knights all healthy again. Even though all it really did was trigger the monsters to attack us. Okay, he's just back to... Oh, hey, that's actually new. She said something different before. So yeah, because she said something about getting the food for his brother before. So now she's just talking about how all men are fools. Okay, so yeah, that was definitely worth a detour back to the castle. But yeah, that was just like the first step of figuring out what to do next. Because now we're actually going to get to unlock like a new portion of... Because yeah, you're... Like I said, you have a lot of freedom on where to go and just like things to explore and stuff in the present. You've got the whole, both continents sort of available to you. Oh, and you've got this town here that just doesn't exist in the present. I don't think they ever really explain what happened. Dorino. Which just doesn't exist in the present, so God knows what happened to these poor people to make this town not exist anymore 400 years from now. Okay, so yep, we got clues as to what to do in the next area and what the next area is. I don't think you actually need to do anything in town at this point. Like, they tell you there's a hero and maybe go talk to him, but they also tell you that there's a mountain. So you've got kind of a few leads at this point. It's like there's a mountain and there's a hero, and maybe check some of that out. Again, that kind of notion of giving you leads as opposed to telling you exactly what to do and where to go. Kind of a lost art. And some people don't go for that, you know. Like, actually, you see a lot of people who do blind playthroughs of these old RPGs, and I find like a lot of like modern gamers really don't like that idea of having to, you know, explore every building in town and talk to every NPC to figure out what you're supposed to do next. And you know, I'm kind of like that too when it comes to some games. Frankly, it's mostly games that I'm nostalgic for, where I don't mind having to talk to all the NPCs. That and any game that's, you know, translated by Ted Woolsey, because he's did kind of a good job with the translations. Because yeah, I think that this is the type of game where. Wait, I thought that did I not get the? Yeah. I remembered this, where you give the Nagaet bromide, which is like a plot item that doesn't appear in your inventory. I'm tempted to say I don't want the geezer's loot, but again, I'm afraid that he'll not let us do this trade if I say that. So, okay, what's he got for us? Okay, that was... I feel like that was a creepy laugh, even though you don't actually get to hear it or anything. Hey, Magic Tab, that's actually super good. Yeah, I'd take that trade. Okay, Power Tab. Yeah, that'll go to Chrono. Magic Tab, also to Chrono. Just all glory to the Hypnotoad, I mean Chrono. Could he? Yeah, Hypnotoad would not even come close to fitting in the 5 characters that we have in this game. I need to be careful not to wear out my voice, because I do want to stream, like, every day or close to every day, and I, like, completely lost my voice after the 7-hour Saturday stream. So yeah, I wasn't able to stream on Sunday. That, and I just had other things to do also that I didn't know about on Saturday. But, it's mainly once I start drinking. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but I've switched from my morning, or I guess afternoon tea, to my late afternoon apple cider. And I don't know, I feel like I'm, like, immediately more talkative as a result. That's some foreshadowing right there. We aren't gonna... So he's talking about the rainbow shell, and you think that would be like a clue, or, you know, another one of those leads as to what you're supposed to do next. We do not do anything with the rainbow shell until, like, way at the very, very end of the game, and even then it's completely optional. Tone deaf evil feet. Apparently, so Ozzy, or I guess Ozzy is Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know, or named after Ozzy Osbourne. In the original Japanese, they were called, what was it? It was like ketchup, mustard, and soy sauce, or something like that, because food-based names are a thing, I guess, in games with Akira Toriyama characters. But, yeah, in the English translation, they changed it to, I guess, based on musicians, I guess, like rock musicians. I don't know who Slash is, and I don't know... Actually, I believe that Slash... I don't know who it is, the name of the actual artist, but I believe that the Slash in this game and Grizzly Slash in Mega Man X5 are named after the same dude, because Mega Man X5 had a Guns N' Roses... or the band Guns N' Roses, that I literally don't know anything about, other than the fact that people kept talking about how the Maverick names in Mega Man X5 are references to the band Guns N' Roses, and that was the first time I had ever heard of Guns N' Roses. I'm really just kind of oblivious to everything culture-wise, like in terms of like pop culture and that kind of thing that isn't related to video games. Just, yeah, I just don't follow any like modern music, pop stars, TV shows. I watch some movies, but not a ton. But yeah, so often, like I'm at work and like running the till, and customers will strike up conversations about whatever nonsense that's going on, either in politics or in like pop culture or like stuff with celebrities and whatnot, and I won't even know who they're talking about. It's like, oh, that person. Who's that? Some kind of musician or something? An actor? Okay. Anyways, that was a tangent, and no, that was approximately like 80% of a tangent, I think. We managed to reel it back in. God, they're just dropping tabs on us, left and right. I almost feel like I should save them for when Frog enters the party. Although he isn't actually going to join us. That's cute. Oh, and that's probably what she was... That was probably meant to be like a reaction to the dude who just fell over. Okay, so we got a gold suit. We got some berets. Oh yeah, I guess, and yeah, they aren't able to... I keep forgetting, yeah, you can equip right in the shop. I want to get a sense of how much money we have to work with, though, before I go all in on buying all of this shit. Yeah, sure, I'll buy some gold suits, what the hell. I thought that money was going to be a problem since we spent, like, all of it on that frickin' glow helm. But, yeah, it looks like they're pretty generous with the monies in this game. Although, again, in fact, most of that is probably just the fact that we're, like, fighting every battle and exploring every nook and cranny. Like, we had a ton of extra money anyways from our little prehistoric expedition. That's the word I'm looking for. And yeah, that's, I guess, really the main time periods that you've really explored at this point in the game. Because, yeah, really, you can go to the prehistoric era because they open the portal for you, but there's nothing to do there. So really, in terms of plot progression, there's really just the three eras at this point. The present, the past, the Middle Ages, and the future. And even then, the future is kind of a dead end. Like, literally, the whole place is dead. And, like, there's nothing productive to be done there either, because it's already ruined and you're trying to go into the past to discover clues about Lavos. So yeah, like the future is kind of a dead end, and the prehistoric era is a dead end. So like really by far, like the Middle Ages is where almost all of the action of the game has occurred at this point, with the occasional random diversion into the present, where you get to, mess around with the corrupt judicial system and the resentful remnants of the mystics from the medieval war and all of that. Okay, so, right, yeah, we don't do anything with the hero just yet. We need to go to the mountain, I think, before anything can happen there. Oh, right, yeah, we need some jerky. I can't remember where we go to get the jerky, actually. I think we have to buy it in the present, maybe? It costs a bunch of money, though. I wonder if we can do that right now. Oh, I'm tempted to go on like a huge, stupid diversion now to see if we can do the jerky quest right now. Because yeah, I think it's like this shop in the present will sell you jerky, but it's like too expensive for you to afford early on in the game. So I'm curious how early on you can complete the jerky quest. We're gonna finish up. Okay, well we'll do the mountain dungeon because I think I've done enough faffing about with talking to NPCs and stuff by now. So we'll do one dungeon and make some of the money to to make it more likely that we'll be able to afford the jerky. Do we have any good like AoE double techs? Like, is it even possible to hit all of the enemies on screen without Robo in the party? Wait a second, what? Why can't I... Oh, right, he got all of his MP sucked out by the Zombone. That's right. Oh well, I think we can just fight these guys straight up anyways. Oh wow, I don't even remember hitting the ice button. I thought I told her to attack. Oh well, apparently frogs don't like ice. I learned that from Toho. Oh wow, I can't believe that didn't kill him. Or maybe it did, and he still does the little counter move anyways. Holy shit. Okay. We're gonna need some healing right about now. Or I guess she was just half dead from the Zombone fight anyways, and I just didn't notice. Oh yeah, we still got the stupid HP scope equipped. Don't really need that anymore. We can go back because yeah, we were geared out for the magic the cave where everything is weak to magic. So we can set our equipment back in order here. Third eye is fine. Sight scope, we can switch. Or right, I gave the speed thing to Robo. We maybe want to switch that out now. I don't know how leveling up works in this game. Like, do your benched party members gain experience? Because it looks like he's leveling up along with everyone else. So yeah, maybe I don't know how it works. Whether it's everybody gets full XP or your benched guys get a fraction of the XP. Yeah, so he's speed 7, so he'll go down to 6. Or you know what? I don't think we've had Robo and Marl in the same party before. So I think that's actually what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna just have a couple fights with Robo and Marl, and see if they have any double techs to unlock. I'm actually getting messed up a little bit by suddenly having the memory cursor, because yeah, in normal fights, I guess you do, or a beam. Okay, that's a healing thing. Okay, let's see how nuts we can go with the laser spin. It's still got the magic touch. That's half decent, I guess. It's not amazing. Okay, then do we learn any double techs? Yes, Ice Tackle. Max Cyclone. Oh, right, because yeah, this is the first time we've had Robo in the party with Chrono for a little while. So yeah, he's got some new techs as well. Can I just fight this guy alone if I do this now? Okay, this is going to be pretty easy. I guess we can try it. Or no, we can't try out the ice tackle because Chrono's got no MP. And the reason I'm not recovering the MP or anything is, if I remember correctly, we can sleep in Frog's bed to get a full recovery. I might be mistaken about that, but I think we can. So, yeah. And yeah, talking so much about like all of the leads that the NPCs give us about where to go, none of them say it, or maybe they did. Maybe someone did say something about a weird frog in a forest or something like that. I wasn't paying close attention to all of the NPCs as much as I should. Yeah, the single target dual techs are really kind of wasted a lot of the time. They're not really useful, except in boss fights. There aren't very many regular enemies who it's really worth wasting MP on like just hitting a single enemy. Most of them go down quickly enough to your regular attacks anyways. God, I think I drink too much on stream. Not like drinking like alcohol consumption, but just like beverages in general, because I've got to piss again right after this. It'll be quicker than the last break, though, because the last break I actually did other stuff, and, yeah, refilled my drink, and, did other stuff. Hey, Magic Scarf. God, just all of the... Or no, Magic Scarf, right, I was thinking Magic Tab. Magic Scarf is something different, which we don't really need anymore, because, in fact, Magic Scarf is completely worthless until we recover his, MP, so we'll go back to the Power Glove. Or actually, frankly, since he's out of MP, we might as well do the Berserker thing. Because, yeah, I think that makes him faster and have higher attack power, so that'll be really good. And, yeah, Robo's good with the speed, she's good with... I don't know, I don't think the third eye is doing much for us. But I went through so much trouble to get it that I don't want to take it off, so, Or actually, Magic Scarf is probably the way to go. Although she's only got the one attack spell, so no, it really isn't. We'll just leave everything. It's not super important to be well optimized at this point in the game. Okay, so yeah, this is Frog's little house here. They won't let us open this little basket here. It's not yet time in the plot. Okay, and we can't sleep in his bed, which I guess makes sense. Okay, yeah, they didn't expect us to go straight for the basket, because this is what happens, is he sort of blocks off that little basket, that little treasure chest there. So yeah, and this is kind of the plot progression as we sort of, it's kind of subtle, but I think the idea is that we changed the past by going back to rescue the queen in our first little expedition into the medieval era. And so since Frog was supposed to rescue the queen on his own, and we sort of ended up doing most of the work ourselves, so that kind of sapped his confidence a bit, I think, is sort of the idea here. But yeah, since we don't have any other way to refill recover our party, I think we will just take a nap here. And while they're doing that, I am going to yeah, take a pee break. So yeah, back in a bit. Okay, and we're back. I really should wait for the toilet noises to subside before I turn the microphone back on, but yeah, I talked about this a bit in the previous stream, but the reason I turn my web camera off when I like get up and go to the bathroom and stuff is just paranoia. And actually, if you look at like the way I've got the camera set up, oh, you can switch party members here too. How did I? Or no, you. What is this? What is the point of this? I guess I can just swap. Okay, this is a really important thing that needs to exist in the main menu, especially given that I can do exactly the same thing with the square button. Anyways, if you actually look at my web camera, like I've got a pretty small room here, but the bathroom is like just like a little bit off camera in that direction. On the other side of the whiteboard is the door to the bathroom, and I don't know. I've gotten in the bad habit of just not bothering to close the bathroom door. So I've got like this weird. Oh right. Speaking of the bathroom, I've got this weird paranoia where someday I'm just gonna like I'm gonna go for a bathroom break, and somehow the webcam is gonna get nudged over a bit, and there's gonna be like stream footage of me sitting on the toilet off to the side there. And it's stupid. That's can't possibly really happen unless I make it happen by moving the camera like I'm not going to mess with the camera, but if I tilted it over that way, you would see the open door of my bathroom, and that's just something... Huh, that's interesting. So not only does the game continue running when it's in the background, because I don't have the game window in the foreground right now. I've got my stream preview up. And I can still play the game for some reason. It's still accepting inputs. That is crazy. I could play the whole game this way. It seems pretty responsive, too. Yeah, it's like, this is like, I could play the entire game in my stream preview window, but I won't, because I don't like looking at my stupid fat face while I'm playing video games. So we're going to put that into the background and go back to the main window. Okay, so for this, for this area, we definitely want Luca in the party, because we got that important clue about her fire ability being useful for the Hammer Bros in this next area, and that is the wrong mountain. This is the mountain, the Denadoro Mitts. So yeah, we're gonna go to the Denadoro Mittens, and yeah, see what there is to see here. So, yeah, I don't... it's stupid how I'm doing this, where it's like I want to be thorough and talk to all of the NPCs, but also a lot of the time I'm sort of running on autopilot with like my commentary and stuff, and I'm not actually paying attention to what's being said. But as far as I recall, we didn't get a lot of hints as to... Like, people told us about stuff on the mountain, where it's like, hey, there's hammer guys on the mountain, and take away their hammers with fire, and that kind of thing. But we haven't actually gotten any direct clues that, like, hey, you should go to the mountain, because something important... Oh, yeah, we also got... or actually, that's right, we got the clue about the Masamune on the mountain, too. So I guess that's our one bit of solid advice to, yeah, go check this place out. Oh, and they keep the Specchio music up for the fight, too, for some reason. So that was our encounter with the legendary hero. That's sort of the first time we get to see him in the story. So yeah, he's... Oh, and actually, it's a little sequence of fights. Oh, right, because he's got the Berserker ring on. So, except... Okay, yeah. Well, he's really fast, isn't he? Yeah, nothing can damage the hammer guys very much. Well, they've got the hammer. I guess it's just like a magical hammer with some kind of force field on it. So yeah, there's no point in doing a big fire attack. We just do a little fire attack to take away the hammer and then beat the shit out of him with our bipedal robot. Okay, and yeah, we're done with the scope on Robo at this... who has the scope? Pan has the scope. Right, because we put her out of the party. I guess Vigor might be the way to go here, since she's got the lowest defense. Yeah, that seems reasonable, I think. And I think if you go back to town, you can actually talk to that little brat, and... or maybe it's not till after you clear the mountain. But yeah, if you go to... Was it the Elder's house? No. I think there's a place that actually is... Yeah, Tata's house. Okay, so it actually... Okay, I could have sworn that you can actually talk to him when he runs away like that. But yeah, it looks like we gotta clear the mountain first. Okay. That's just a good little thing to refresh my memory about, I guess. Hopefully they didn't bring back all the monsters. They brought back all the monsters, but we can avoid them, so it's fine. And I guess, yeah, this is going to be the kind of dungeon where we just find all of the equipment that we spent all of our money on. Oh, he's just scared shitless. He's just like, no, go away. Oh, never mind. Oh, that was the trick. We needed to throw a rock at him. That'll cause him to pick up his hammer. Maybe the Berserk thing wasn't the best idea, but I'm gonna roll with it anyways, until it becomes a problem. And actually, it's weird. Usually Goku... I'm just gonna, yeah, I guess exchange freely between calling characters by their proper names and by my renamed names. But yeah, Chrono. He usually gets the first attack in battle, just like instantly. His bar is filled up. But it looks like with the Berserker equipped, his bar actually has to fill for the first turn, which is strange. Oh, hey, we got more money. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking when I said that, like, oh, money's gonna be tight because of all the stuff we bought. And it's just like, no. Actually, we have all the money in the world to buy everything we want. Actually, I wonder... Let's try this. If we do a fire punch, will that take him out in one shot? Even if it does, it isn't worth it because it wastes Robo's MP. And it doesn't even kill him, so yeah, who gives a shit? And I don't know, that Berserk actually does give us a significant damage upgrade with Chrono's attack. So yeah, maybe it is worthwhile. In fact, we don't really need Robo's magic for anything either, although the bandana is helpful. But even then... Sure, let's just try this. Let's just try it out, see what happens. Because yeah, all that really... Basically, we just need them to auto-attack. We get Luca on hammer burning duty, essentially. And, yeah, just get Chrono and Robo to just beat the hell out of things. No need to use Tex at all here. I love how, since Robo doesn't wear clothes, I guess, it's just funny how his entire body turns red when he's berserked like that. I guess the whole notion of a robot being affected by, like, physical conditions the same way that humans are is just funny in general. It's just like, yeah, he can get poisoned and blinded and berserked in the same way that any other party member can. I mean, I guess which is fine. You don't expect that level of verisimilitude, if I'm using that word correctly. But like that level of like attention to detail and realism in these types of old RPGs. Oh right, it was a helmet that... Oh no, we want yeah, we want her to have the Tabin vest. Okay, so one of these gold suits was a waste, I guess. Oh yeah, that's right, gold helm, that was it. Okay, but he's fine on defense. Oh, but he's got the glow helm. No gold helms for the girls either. Huh. The sexism in this game is just rampant. Why can't a girl wear a helmet? Why shouldn't a girl wear a helmet? I don't know. Luca's even wearing a frickin' helmet. She's the only party member who actually wears a helmet on her frickin' sprite, and she can't equip, like, half the helmets in the game for no good reason. Also, I'm kind of aware of the irony, too, of how I was complaining about how so many of the fights in other areas are unavoidable. And here we've got a bunch of fights that are avoidable, and I'm just making no effort whatsoever to avoid them. Yeah, I feel like this Berserk thing is an excellent Just a stroke of brilliance on my part. We're just, like, tearing shit up right here. How do I get down there? I want that treasure. Oh, there. Okay, we just missed the little slope there. Cool, we got a mid-ether. Aren't gonna need it because we're basically just berserking everything to death in this whole dungeon. But, sure, you know, down the line, I guess it might come in handy. More money to buy things that we'll never ever need. Oh yeah, there's a little, yeah, battle gauntlet here. Will they let you run from these? Can't run away. Okay. Not the greatest target selection there, I gotta say, Chrono. Even if you're berserk, that's not an excuse to get stupid. How are we coming on learning techs anyways? I feel like I normally have Lightning 2 by the time I fight Masamune. Whoops. Yeah, this actually battle memory cursor is actually screwing me up a little bit. It's really helpful for bosses, but not so much for the regular fights, where you actually kind of need to adjust what you're doing based on how many enemies are left on screen. Oh, whoops. And I did it again there. I wanted to do just a regular auto attack, but fucked it up. Whatever, she's got plenty of MP. And yeah, I feel like this is going to be our party setup for most of the game. Or not most of the game, but most of the game up to the point where Ayla joins the party, and then she'll be pretty much a direct replacement for Robo. In fact, it's probably faster to just have Luca do nothing, unless we need fire on a hammer guy. Yeah, basically just have her stand by until a hammer guy shows up, and then toss some flames on him. Although I guess we do need to be a little bit careful about, really? 1 out of 3 and that's the one that you pick? Oh, fuck. And I wasn't paying attention to... And then there it happened. I said it was going to happen. And then it happened. I picked the wrong target because I was just, not paying attention to the cursor. And now she gets counter-attacked. There we go. Now you're getting it. God, Luca takes like 3 times as much damage from these jokers. Yeah, I don't know what the math is behind, like, the stats and the damage calculations in this game, because her defense is like about 2/3 of the other characters. I think that's right. She's got like 50 defense, and the others have about 70. Or no, she's got 70, and the others have... So it's more like 3/4. So okay, yeah, 3/4 of the defense, and yet she's taking triple the damage. And a lot of older games really didn't sort of expose those kinds of combat mathematics for you. And in most old games, it doesn't matter really, you know, how the combat math works or anything like that. I'm not even going to bother. It would just be a waste of time going through the animation to have her shoot something. But on the other hand, in other games, in some games, it really is super helpful to have to know the math behind those damage calculations. Like my Final Fantasy Tactics playthrough on YouTube, that's incomplete and probably will be forever. I spent a bit of time like studying the damage formulas on the Final Fantasy wiki, just because it's really, really helpful to know how damage works in that game and to just know which stats to increase, because it makes a huge difference. Like 1 point of physical attack strength makes a huge difference in that game, and if you know what a difference that makes. It just helps in planning out your equipment and choosing which targets to attack and that type of thing. Like which abilities scale with magic and which ones with physical power, that type of thing too. Like which abilities scale with which stats, that's another thing that's super helpful to know in FFT. Is he gonna do it again? Okay, mountains aren't that nice. Only nice enough for him to want to give me one magic tab. We need to go back and fight Specchio at some point too. In fact, we might even be missing out on one of his forms, because that's one of the things, is yeah, Specchio, the dude who teaches you magic. We actually want... Yeah, save point probably means the boss is coming up, so we want Marl for that fight. And in fact, we probably want to... Because, yeah, that's not going to be useful, because the boss has a bunch of magic attacks. Could give her the speed. Could give her the magic. Yeah, magic is probably good. Then yeah, she'll be equal with Luca. Because yeah, I guess we could lose this one since we lost the Lavos version of this fight. So who knows, maybe we haven't improved at all since then and we're just fucked. Oh, you know what? Robo would be good for this fight, now that I think of it. Oh, we've totally got to remember to take off that Berserk from Chrono before the next fight also. You know what? I think we can just hit these guys. Oh, whoops. Or we can fire them too. That works. I think I am going to ether Luca as well. In fact, let's just... I think we're really close to the boss. Bastard. Yeah, this is the cave right here to the boss, so we're gonna... We got plenty of ethers, so we're gonna use a couple. Or we're gonna use one, I guess that's probably good. Get some of these... yeah, just use the tonic, so we'll be fine. It's not like they'll be useful in battle. Okay, that should be enough for the boss. And then, yeah, get that Berserker off of there. What we want is... Counterattack might be nice. I don't know if it works against the boss, but... I don't know what's best, so I should really just pick something at random. We'll go back to the good old Power Glove. Although I feel like someone should have the Speed Bandana, since that's such a useful item. You know what, we'll give it back to Chrono. He's kind of our biggest damage dealer who doesn't need to waste MP. So, yeah, we'll do it that way. This is sort of a weird encounter here, too, where it's just like these two random kids who turn out to be monsters guarding the magic sword that we don't really know much about other than that it's magic and legendary, and that some NPCs said it was here on this mountain. Oh my god, the racism. Or I guess it would be like speciesism, I guess. I don't know. Now, actually, weirdly enough, I always found it kind of strange. These sprites for Masa and Mune are kind of generic looking. I think Spin Cut is actually a pretty good ability. 233. Yeah, none of our AoE is going to be super effective. So I think we just use the single target stuff here. And actually, I think as soon as you just kill one of them, then that's fine. So we're just going to pile all of our damage onto the purple one, whichever one he is. But yeah, these enemy sprites are so generic looking. You think this would be like something that could be a regular enemy, but this is actually like a unique sprite for these two characters. No other monster in the game looks like these guys. Or okay, we got 200 damage off of the spin cut. Or it said double damage, so I guess the regular one, yeah, has got to be about 100 damage. I don't know if that's worth the MP. I would spend like 2 MP on an attack like that. Let's see how much it actually costs. Oh, never mind. We just won. Never mind. Yep, they're gonna fuse. Again, sort of an Akira Toriyama staple, I guess. Even though I guess it was really just a thing in Dragon Ball Z. And yep, we got this guy again. And yeah, we did lose to the Lavos version of this fight. 4 MP for just like 100 extra damage. Or, okay, I feel like we do want to antipode here, actually. Oh god, that's not worth it at all. Okay, so each of them are doing about like 150, 160-ish on their own, so we really want like well over 300. To make this worthwhile. I guess that's okay. Yeah, this will be like our brain dead. Oh, wait, yeah. Just for the sake of not having to mess with the cursor memory, I guess this will just be our strategy for this fight, is just repeated antipodes and repeated spin cuts. And then I guess once we run out of MP, we'll deal with that down the line. Oh yeah, we got a new boss theme here too. This is our first major, like music for a major boss fight. Okay, we actually do have to be a little bit strategic about this because he does have that stupid attack where it does like 100 damage to everyone, so she could get one shot at this point. Or let's try out Napalm. Maybe it does do a little bit of extra damage. It actually does a little bit. I think that's like 50 more than the... He's storing tornado energy, so I think we don't attack him here. Okay, and he did a ton of damage anyways, so that's worth a full party heal, I guess. Let's try the fire then. So that was like 280, 290 or something on the napalm. What do we got on the fire? Oh, that is an improvement. Or is it? Was it 180 or 2? No, it wasn't 200. Not even close. Damn it, I'm terrible at remembering numbers. So okay, 180 on the fire. And Napalm, I think Napalm also might have been 180. Okay, so yeah, it's about the same level of damage. It's just that Napalm is AoE. So yeah, we do want to stick with the single target. And also, 170, 170, that's like 340, so we aren't even really gaining much damage on the dual tech, the Antipode, either. But we're going to do it anyways. Oh, no, we're not, because he's storing tornado energy. And actually, we're going to want to Aura Whirl, like, right after this. In fact, let's just, yeah, get that going right now. Oh, shit! Well, we want to Aura Whirl anyways, because... Okay, and then we're going to need to do some revivifying. Or you know what, we'll save up for an Aura Whirl here as well. You know, maybe Robo would have been better than Luca for this fight. He's got good... God! He's just laying it to us here, it seems like. Now we got it. We just barely stabilized, and now we got to do another Aura Whirl. Now we're out of MP, so we'd better finish him off real quick. Okay, we're just gonna go to town on him then, at this point. Hopefully we can finish him off. Okay, so she's gonna die once he does a yes indeed again. Okay, we're gonna do the antipode, and hopefully this will finish him off. Oh hey, that totally did! Even with all of our sort of additional levels since that Lavos debacle, that was kind of a difficult fight. And I remember this being kind of a stopping point for me as a kid. So yeah, that was our first, and it's appropriately enough. You got like the epic music and all of that. So yeah, that was like the first major boss fight of the game, even though it was kind of just like it wasn't even like a story boss, it was just like some end of dungeon random boss, kind of. Although they do actually reappear later on in the story. And I guess, you know, they're the guardians of the legendary sword, or whatever, from antiquity, so I guess, actually, I think that's the name of the era that they're from, actually, is, yeah, what is it, 12,000 BC, or something like that, is referred to as antiquity in this game, if I remember it correctly. So, yeah, that was just a weird coincidence that I used the right word there. But, anyways. So it's, like, appropriate, I guess, that the first, you know, major boss theme and major boss battle is used for that fight. It's just you don't really know it yet at this point in the story. Oh, we've been going for close to 3 hours now, so even though I just took a break, I feel like I'm going to take another break, just for the sake of separating the recording, for the sake of the VOD, so... Oh, that's right, we gotta get the hero medal. Which is a bit unintuitive. Oh, hey! Hey there, little fella. I am not gonna stop it. Give me whatever you got for me. Oh, it's actually not for me talking to him. I'm just kind of stuck on him. What is the point of that? What is he doing there? I don't remember. I mean, I vaguely remember there being something with that new there, but I don't remember what at all. But anyways, yeah, you've got to complete the whole dungeon before you can get the event at Tata's house. Okay, so the legendary hero is a fraud. Turns out Frog is the real hero, which is, I guess, kind of impressive. Not really something that you might have expected. So yeah, there's like some backstory to all of this, where yeah, they mentioned Cyrus, and Cyrus was like the real hero, like the original, like big hero of humanity who was going to save the kingdom and defeat Magus. But that didn't work out well for him. I believe... I think they show a flashback to it later on, but yeah, he ends up getting, like, I think, yeah, actually killed by Magus. And, what is the point of that thing? What am I supposed to do with it? I can't remember. Maybe it's something later on in the game. So yeah, now we've got the hero medal and the broken sword. So that's what you need to sort of snap Frog out of his sort of depression here. Even though you don't really snap him out of it, you just get him to say something different to advance the plot. And actually, yeah, talking a bit about his history. So yeah, as far as Frog's connection to Cyrus, he was like his squire or something like that, or his like sort of novice swordsman friend, something of that sort. And he's just sort of depressed in general about the fact that he let Cyrus die and how he isn't worthy to follow in his footsteps and all of that. And then that's sort of Frog's character arc, is sort of coming to, I guess, something sort of coming into his own sort of hero role in his time period, and to sort of accept the mantle of hero and be Cyrus's successor, and get over his guilt over his past failures and all of that. It's a nice little character arc, I think. Oh, or it's, yeah, I think he probably has, like, kind of the, out of all of the, like, characters in the game, I think Frog actually is the one who is, like, sort of the one character with sort of the deepest backstory, as it were, and the one who sort of undergoes the most full and complete character arc. Or I guess that's not true. Some of the other most of the other characters get their own sort of moment in the spotlight as well, like way later in the game, with the end game side quests. Like, you figure out Luca's deal with her dad and her guilt over her mother's getting crippled and all of that. I'm still on. I really should. It's. Oh, hey, Antipode is an AoE ability, so yeah, that's why that doesn't do as much damage as I thought it should. I mean, a lot of it is just that I'm running on autopilot and not really paying attention to what I'm doing in these fights. But what was I saying? So yeah, you get the thing with, like, sort of Marl's rebellious teenage phase, where she's sort of running away from her father and doesn't want to be princess or queen or any of that. So and she sort of, yeah, comes into her role in the end as well. But that all occurs like way later in the game. Throughout the course of the main plot, there isn't really a whole lot of character development for any of the characters in this game. It's which is strange, you'd think, for like a game that's so beloved as this. You would think that a beloved RPG and like a classic video game story like this would have a cast of beloved characters, but and they are well liked. Like, people do like Chrono and Marl and Luca and the whole cast here. And again, sort of going back to the notion how it doesn't really take a whole lot of characterization to make a good video game character, a whole much of a fleshed out personality or anything like that. A lot of it, I think, especially in video games and RPGs, comes down to just the visual design a lot of the time. And yeah, I do think that the character designs in Chrono Trigger do represent some of Akira Toriyama's best work. Like, I've talked about how they're kind of derivative of his usual designs, but they're different enough. Like I've said, it isn't immediately obvious that it's an Akira Toriyama design, at least going from like the old official artwork. If you go by some of the modernized stuff that they produced for like the artwork for the DS remake, it's like really obvious. Or like a great example is the anime cutscenes in the DS version. That is like very obviously like DBZ template characters, Akira Toriyama crap. Like, but these character portraits right here, like, this is not. I guess it kind of is, but not really. A lot of it is the color scheme, where it's like, if you kind of look at the eyes, it's like, okay, those are Toriyama eyebrows, I guess. That's kind of a Toriyama chin. You don't see enough of the hair to get the sense that it's Toriyama hair. But Luca here, though, looks nothing like a Toriyama design. Marl kind of does if you squint a bit, but the pose is a bit dynamic enough that it's not immediately obvious here. But yeah, I'm just going to keep coming back to this, even though it doesn't really. Okay, we're going to do what we said and check if. Okay, so Specchio's still the same. So basically, he tells this to you when you first encounter him. But yeah, Specchio sort of levels up over the course of the game as you do. He has multiple different forms that he'll progress through as your characters level up. And for each form that he has, you can refight him to gain new rewards. So, So yeah, our plot lead at this point is that we've got the sword that says Melkar on it. So we need to go talk to Melkar. And yeah, they're even helpful enough as to remind you of, yeah, that's the swordsmith. Melkar the swordsmith. Remember him? Back in the Medina village, is it? Yeah, that's it. So yeah, we go talk to him, and then he'll give us our incentive to go into the prehistoric era. And this will be, yeah, sort of our next introduction to a new time period. I actually want to talk a little bit. I've completely forgot about this until now. I should have talked about it when we first made our little detour into the prehistoric era. Oh, we got the Zeal theme here too. I love that music, by the way. It's my favorite track in the game. Okay, so it exists somewhere in the distant past. And that's the closest thing we have to a clue as to what to do next at this point. It used to exist, but it doesn't anymore. So that's a kind of a vague clue as to what you're supposed to do next. It's like, okay, maybe they had it in the Middle Ages, but they don't. You need to go back to yeah, 65. Oh, I didn't go here the first time around, did I? I completely missed this. Ozzy's a bastard, so I'm going to steal his speed tab. Chrono is going to get his speed maxed out easily on his own by the end of the game, I think. So we want that speed tab to go on someone who needs it, which is probably Luca, since she's the slowest character in the game and kind of our heaviest hitter later on. She'll have the best magic abilities. Ozzy the 8th, so they've gone through 8 generations in, what, 400 years, which I guess doesn't actually seem right. So then monsters have children when they're like 50, if I'm doing the math right, which I'm probably not. And we got more tabs. Okay, so I missed out on a lot of cool stuff my first time through here. Oh, right, he's talking about Hecarim there. But yeah, this is where I intended to go in. Or did these guys have anything new to say? Okay, so we're going to the yeah, to the dinosaur times now, and I think that's a decent place to. I'm going to take a brief break to just grab a snack and yeah. Or actually, God, I've almost finished my cider too, so I guess I'll maybe refill that as well. But yeah, this will be a good place to sort of cut things for the purpose of the VOD. So we're gonna take a short break here. In fact, we'll go all out with the. Or actually, I guess now that the game doesn't pause when I'm, or you know what? No, we can still make this work. So we're gonna do it like this and like this. What? Why are those noises happening? Okay, I want to set the background music here, basically. So we're going to call it here. And yeah, when we come back, more Chrono Trigger to follow in a moment. Why isn't the music playing? There we go. Okay, back in a bit.